Shout out to man, shout out to our chat. We had someone hit the chat early, A Dub. He asked us to tap into to King Los,
The
LA Leakers
leakers.
freestyle. Yes. And
Hold on,
he killed
Sean. You mind if I say something right quick?
it. Yeah.
LA Leakers is the new Funk Flex. Like for people in our generation who don't know. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Right.
Like going to LA Leakers, like going to Leakers now is like going to Flex, like to drop a bomb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So this is, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
He killed it. So shout out to again, man. Shout out to our chat. It was A Dub. Shout out to A Dub, man, for throwing that alley oop to us early today before the show even started. He was in the chat early, and he said, "Yo, y'all need to check that out. You need to check that out." And yo, it was superb. It was superb. Shout out to A Dub for giving us that layup.
Yeah, let's stay right here for a minute. Like, it wasn't just a run of the mill freestyle. Like, bro went crazy. Like, you know, I mean, for a long time, it was damn near 20 minutes. You know, he went over the Tell Me joint, Incarcerated Scarfaces, and then the UGK and Outkast with International Players Anthem, right?
Yep.
Listen, that story he told on the first joint, you know what I'm saying? The first part of the freestyle was crazy. Crazy storytelling. And then into the second joint, and he said it was a real story. You know what I'm saying? The way he wove that together was just immaculate. And then by the time he gets to the end, to the International Players Anthem freestyle, the whole scheme that he did about the zodiac signs, listen.
That was pretty cold. Okay,
Listen.
so I'll tell you what, AG. Here's what I thought, and I want to hear your rebuttal on both of it, on both sides of what I'm about to say. When I heard this freestyle and I really listened to it end to end, it made me want to run it back. So I did. And here's what I said. I said to myself, well, he's cannabis in a good way. I hope he's not cannabis in a bad way. You feel what I'm saying when I say that?
Yes.
I hope he remains to be cannabis in a good way and not cannabis in a bad way. And then I don't mind this shit, and it's super dope what he did. But at the end of the day, and I may have to get off, but y'all are going to talk about this too. The album making process is the separator, guys. Like, it's
right.
the separator. The voice in the album making process for me with the MC is the separating process. What separates Nas from Black Thought is the voice in the album making process. It is.
It is. Yeah.
And if you look at a lot of it, that's what it's about. And so when I hear his voice and I hear his rhymes, it gives me cannabis vibes, and that makes me worry for him, quite frankly, because that means he may not get what he deserves if he don't make the album that reflects that. What do you say to that?
I can see what you're saying. And King Los, shout out to Baltimore, by the way. King Los from Baltimore.
He's nasty on the mic, though. He's nice on the mic.
The way he weaves together the storytelling, I don't want to say, I see where you're coming from, but cannabis was more over your head with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, King Los is more intricate. And the thing about cannabis that didn't translate to what you're talking about, like tracks and album making. And one of my friends was like a diehard cannabis fan, like in real time. Cannabis was his favorite rapper. But he was real objective. He said the only thing that cannabis has wrong with him is you can cut and paste every rhyme he does because everything sounds like a battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything you can really, like, you know what I'm saying? No matter what feature he's on, no matter what the story subject matter is, the topic on the track, cannabis always sounds like he's battle rapping someone.
He always attacking.
Right.
I was about to say, I think that's, I get what you're saying. I don't totally agree with that, because here's what I feel like. I feel like on his album and on his projects, he has tried to step out of that sphere, and it has not gone well.
No.
And so you kind of stick to what you do well, if that's what you do. Like, and we're going to kind of talk about this later with the Discord dialogue, like with some of the people that we're going to talk about. It's like, Well, really, what they suffered from was not doing what they did well.
Right.
But we can have that conversation later. But I thought the freestyle was pretty exceptional. Like, if we just talking about the bar work and the cadence and the freestyle, oh no, that's classic mixtape stuff. But that's what I'm saying. It is like classic mixtape stuff. Only takes you so far with your legendary status. It's like Jeezy don't just got classic mixtapes; he got classic albums. Nipsey don't just got classic mixtapes; he got classic albums. You feel me?
Mm. Yeah.
So that mixtape shit, that mixtape flow only goes but so far. But as far as like on some rhyme shit go, it gave me shades of Black Thought on Flex.
Yeah. Albums are a separator, but a lot of people who make classic albums can't go on a radio show and do that. So.
Oh hell no. But also too, you have to ask yourself, is that what you want from them? It's like, oh, is Common gonna give you that on a freestyle? Hell no, because when he listens to something like that, he's like, I'm putting that shit on my album. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it's about what you choose to give the people. Like, there is a part of me that listened to that AG and Sean and felt like, yo, he might have given us a little bit too much. That like AG, the first set of bars, that's album heat. That's Kendrick Lamar album content heat.
Yeah, that's those stories on the first two instrumentals were album worthy. But what I will say, let's be clear: when we say freestyle, everybody knows when people go up to radio stations, they have writtens prepared. But just to top it all off, at the end of the session, you know what I'm saying, he had word call outs and was doing legit off the top of the dome freestyle. So he did some real freestyle at the end.
Think about this. This is why the album making process is such a separator. Think about where we would have Kane rank if he had a Kendrick-like catalog. We would be having GOAT talk.
People got Kane top 10 anyway.
That's what I'm saying. He's already up there. Imagine where he would be with Kendrick's catalog. That's what I'm talking about, the album separated being the thing. If Kane has Kendrick's catalog, Kane's the GOAT, guys.
He's up there.
Think about it, because you got to think about the fact it's like, oh no, well, the live show, the voice, the delivery, the flow, the cadence, the dance moves, and the albums to go with it, and
Kane has one classic album, but that just shows you how classic that album is as a buy-in, like with his ranking.
But if Kane has 3 or 4, we having GOAT talk. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so absolutely.
So them albums matter. So as much as I love the King Los freestyle, I'm like, okay, do that on an album now, since you gave me album material on a freestyle on LA Leakers.
Yeah.
It's that production. It's the production. That's what happened to Cannabis. It's hard to find the right layer and musical palette to chase that kind of cadence of rapping. Because even when he switched it up and went to a different palette of music, it still wasn't hitting. It wasn't hitting. It's tough.
Yeah.
AG, we got some more super.
No doubt.
I mean, we can blame Wyclef, and we'll talk about this later soon. I think, there's levels to beat picking too, fellas. You know what I'm saying? Some guys got an ear for it. Some people don't. Like, I know this chick, you know what I'm saying? Like she's a hairstylist. She runs her own couple of salons down here, but she used to be back in Miami back in the day, running with a lot of the major football players and like music people. And every time I'm around her ear for music, she's always like, I missed my call and I should have been an A&R. And I'm like, you should have been. Because every time I hop in the whip with her, anything that she's ever played for me over the years has always been like the next shit. And it's like some people just got a better ear for music than others. You know what I'm saying? So some of what like some of the best lyricists do suffer from is the bad beat picker syndrome. And I'm not talking about Nas when I'm saying that. He's actually the antithesis to that.
Yeah, or some direction in the studio.
Mm-hmm. We'll get to some of the super chats real quick. Yeah. Shout out to CJ the Kid again with the $5 super chat. Appreciate you. Sean, can you tell them how disgusted you are with Razzcast involvement? Because that shit was funny. Oh, you talk about Sean in the Discord? Yeah. Sean ain't gonna speak on it. Yo, Ill Magic, appreciate you with the $2 super chat. I wish we could see Dot do a new freestyle on 106. Yeah. I don't know if you know, I think Kendrick's done got to that level where, you know what I'm saying, he won't be popping up on no radio shows doing any more freestyles. I think that's past. But for the sentiment though, I do miss 106 Park though. I mean, no, he's not talking about 106 Park, he's talking about Power 106, right? Okay.
Probably Power 106.